Hey, it's Jen Vax with YourColorStyle.com, and in this video I thought I would give an updated version of the Your Color Style methodology. So whether you are new to Your Color Style or maybe even if you've followed for a while, there's been a lot of tweaks and changes to our process over the last couple of years, and I thought that it would be a good idea to create a new updated video on our methodology. So once upon a time, when Your Color Style was first created, I had 12 color types. Up until very recently, I still refer to those 12 color types, but I've discovered that 2 of them are very infrequent and really unlikely, and so I am kind of weaning them out and now saying that we have 10 color types. So that's the first major change. So let me share those with you very quickly. The 10 color types. Over on the left, we have our bright color types. And if you are new to Your Color Style, I will explain all of these words. So don't worry about that. So the bright and cool, we have 3 categories within there. So bright, cool, and light, bright, cool, and medium, bright, cool, and deep. That's how you read it. Bright and warm, same thing. Soft and cool, we have medium and deep, and soft and warm, we have medium and deep. I am weaning out the soft and light color types because those color types really are better as the brighter version. So if you thought you were soft, cool, and light, I would recommend either going to soft, cool, and medium or going to bright, cool, and light. For example, in Your Color Style, there are 2 color wheels. There is the bright color wheel, and then there is the soft color wheel. Ultimately, you will be choosing your color type from one of these color wheels. Either you wear clear chroma colors best, where it is the brightest, this center circle, and you'll be wearing a subset of this color wheel, not necessarily all of these colors, but as you can see, it starts out bright and clear, goes dark to light. And then the soft color wheel starts out slightly muted, so it's a much softer version. So here's a soft red versus a bright red. And then the same thing goes dark to light. Regardless of which color type you are, you would not necessarily be wearing this entire color wheel. You'll be customizing it down to your most flattering colors, your color type. So here is a breakdown of the steps that we will be doing. Now, once upon a time, when Your Color Style was first created with the 12 color types, I had the steps a little bit different. In fact, very different. I started out with bright and soft first. You had to decide which color wheel you wore best first. And then we narrowed down with the temperature, warm and cool, and then down to your depth, whether you were light, medium, or deep. What I found was that if you got stuck at this very first step and you could not figure out if you were bright or soft at that very beginning, then the rest of the steps don't matter. So I flipped things on its head, and I'm really liking this process. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you an updated methodology of our steps, a little bit of a primer on these steps. This is not ultimately comprehensive where you're going to figure out your color type watching this video, but it will give you a very solid overview of Your Color Style methodology so that when you go, say, into the quiz or you take any of our courses, you'll have a better idea of what you're looking at and the words that we're using. So the first step is to figure out if you are light, medium, or deep. And what that means is that if you are light, you have light hair, skin, and eyes. You have a dominant trait, really, of being light. And what happens then is that this impacts the range of colors that will flatter you best. Now, that doesn't mean you can't wear darker colors. What we're looking for right now is your foundation of colors that really flatter you best. So notice that we scale down very quickly all the really, really dark colors. This right here is the brightest ring. We have a little bit of a darker and then down to the lighter colors. And if you are light, this range of colors is going to suit you best. I want you to also notice that I've used just the bright color wheel in this example. And that is because if you are light, just how I kind of explained up here in the color types, I've taken out the light category for the soft color types, which means that if you are light, you can now conclude that you are bright and light. And that narrows it down to just 2 color types to decide from. And we'll get to that in a moment. If you are not light, you might be deep, which means you have very dark hair, very dark eyes, very dark skin, or a combination of any of those. And that would mean you are deep. That's important because it means that your range of colors is going to likely be from the brightest of the color wheel to the darkest. Now, that doesn't mean that it's exclusive, mean you can't wear lighter colors, but this is a sweet spot of range of color for someone who is deep. Okay? And if you are not light and you are not deep, then you are medium. And there's a lot of different types of people that fit into the medium category that I have another video that goes into a little bit more depth and detail around light, medium, and deep. So right now, again, I'm just going over the key steps to this process. So medium might be medium hair, it might be medium eyes, medium skin, bright coppery red hair often is in the medium category. And this is the sweet spot. So it's not too light and not too dark, but right in the middle. And I will tell people often that if you can't really figure out whether you are medium or deep, that's usually the conundrum, the confusion, then choose medium, because you can always customize your color palette and go deeper if you want. So once you've learned whether you're light, medium, or deep, then you're going to look at your undertones. Now, this still may be a point of where you might be stuck, but you have at least narrowed things down, which is huge. Now let's figure out your undertones. Something that I feel helps people is that there is a range of colors on each of the color wheels, the bright and the soft, that only flatter people with those particular undertones. So in the bright color wheel, you can see here from a warm red, a red orange, to a golden yellow. And some of these colors in this range here, these are going to only be flattering on someone that has warm undertones, and not flattering pretty much at all for someone with cool undertones. Now, I will say that this pumpkin color right here, that's a color that actually might look good on someone with cool undertones. I'm not trying to overwhelm you with detail or confusion, but that's often something that comes up, so I'm going to address it right now. Look at those warm reds and the golden yellows to really differentiate whether you have cool or warm tones. On the opposite end, you've got these blue base pinks, magenta pinks, blue purples, and these colors typically only look good on someone with cool undertones. So if you have cool undertones, you're going to look really good in these blue base pinks and not so great in the golden yellows. Now, you may not necessarily know what looks good on you, and I understand that's where sometimes you might need a little bit more professional analysis assistance, but if you are a do-it-yourselfer, I'm trying to give you as many clues as possible to figure this out on your own. This is the soft color wheel, the same range of colors as I showed you on the bright. It's just that if you feel like you might be leaning more towards wearing softer colors, then you can see still that these are these warm, earthy tones here on the warm side will look absolutely terrible on someone with cool undertones. And then over here, we've got these blue base pinks that really don't flatter very well on someone with warm undertones. So you find out, step 2, if you are warm or cool. Now, if you are light and you've figured out whether you are warm or cool, now you know your color type. You are either bright, warm, and light, or you are bright, cool, and light. That's how simple it is if you're dominantly light. It's not as simple as with medium and deep because you have another step, and that is whether you are bright or soft. So at this point, if you are medium or deep or feeling like you might be one of those, You then need to decide for step 2, are you warm or cool? Warm undertones or cool undertones? And then you narrow it down by whether or not you wear brighter colors or softer colors best. And so once again, you're going to decide which color wheel you're going to pull colors from. Okay, so that is an overview of the Your Color Style methodology. If you are brand new, this might feel a little confusing, and I completely understand. It's a process if you decide that you want to do this yourself and figure out your color type. There is a quiz that's absolutely free at yourcolorstyle.com/quiz that shows you a lot more photo examples and walks you through the methodology with even more detail and explanation to hopefully get you to your color type and then therefore your most flattering colors. If you went through this or you've been through several videos and at this point you are trying to figure out between 2 or 3 different color types and you're not exactly sure how to make that final decision, then you may really enjoy the webinar replay of Discover Your Best Colors in 30 Minutes. This video and presentation was created with you in mind, meaning that you already are familiar with the terms, you've gone through potentially the quiz, you've narrowed it down to at least, maybe hopefully no more than 3, but about 2 color types, and you really just need that last bit of detailed information to get you to your final color type, and that's what this one would do for you. So if you're close but you still need to get a little bit of help getting you over that finish line to your color palette, go to yourcolorstyle.com/30 minutes and you will absolutely benefit from watching this webinar replay. And that is it. That is the methodology for your color style. I'm Jen Vax, and thank you so much for watching.